Well, he's taking on one of the biggest names in Washington, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Republican John Dennis has a tough race on his hands. There's no secret in that. Right now, he's waiting for Pelosi's response to his invitation for a debate. So far, John Dennis, is there actually a response yet? Has Pelosi gotten back to you?
No, Jenna, we haven't heard from the other side yet.
Well, let's just start at the beginning. Why are you throwing your hat into this ring?
I'm looking at the future for my daughter and for all of our kids and grandkids, and realize that they're going to be saddled with this debt that they'll never be able to repay, and it's an enormous disadvantage in life. And I think it's our generation's time to step up and say that what Washington is doing to the rest of the country is a disaster.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. What's your political experience?
Zero. I thought for my first run at office I'd aim low.
Right. Well, you're taking on what some are calling, or who some call, the most powerful woman in American politics and history is certainly no easy task. So what do you think you're bringing to the electorate that Nancy Pelosi doesn't?
Well, I'm a better fit for the district. My positions are a much better fit. Nancy Pelosi is just a straight, pure corporatist who's more concerned about her position as the Speaker. She's more concerned about her special interest cronies than she is about the issues that the district cares about. I'm a much better fit. I think she's had huge policy reversal in many of her positions that she's never explained. And that's one of the reasons why we want to debate her, because I think in that debate you'll see that I'm a much better fit.
We actually reached out to Nancy Pelosi and her team. They declined to comment to us for this segment, so we just wanted to mention that to our viewers. The San Francisco Chronicle described you in this way, calling you a rare breed of political bird, the San Francisco Republican. What's the reaction from the local community?
Well, there's some surprise because I'm a different type of Republican, which I think makes me a much better fit for the district. I mean, look, the city is much more fiscally conservative, I think, than most people realize. They voted against propositions that would increase taxes. And on social issues, I'm much more open to what the district is about. And so people are looking at me, and they're looking at Republicans in a different way.
We're looking back at some of the results from past elections with Nancy Pelosi. Pelosi won those elections, obviously, at a percentage that was pretty high. 72% of the voters voted for her. 10% voted for the Republican candidate. What is your call for this year? I mean, what is your strategy? What are you bringing to this election, and how do you hope to chip away at that type of popularity?
Well, I think her numbers are very soft in the district. Our own internal polling shows that she's very weak, surprisingly, with even independents and Democrats. So that's one of the reasons why you talked about or you showed the video, and we have a series of them coming out. We're using things like tactics like humor to help break down stereotypes that people might have about a Republican in the district. And so far, so good. I think we're polling at numbers that Republicans haven't seen in a long time, and I think it reflects that whole thing about I was saying before about how we're a much better fit for the district.
All right. Well, what are you doing in Washington, by the way? It's a long way from San Francisco.
Yeah, you get involved in politics, you have to come to the swamp, which Nancy Pelosi was supposed to have drained a while ago every once in a while. So that's when I'm here. Now, I hear you're from San Francisco. When are you coming back home?
I am. That is true. I'm born and raised San Franciscan. I'm, maybe need to plan a trip out there. John Scott and I could take the show on the road.
That sounds
good
to me.
Tell you what, if you chip away at that percentage point, we'll see some big stories coming out of there. We'll come home.
Keep an eye on this race. Keep this eye on this race. There's a lot of interesting things are going to happen.
All right. Well, we appreciate the heads up. Thank you so much, John. We'll talk again soon. Thank you.
Thanks, Jen.